25 Modified Madness events. Here they come. John Anderson brings him into turn 4. The green is out. And we are away in Modified Madness. Anderson, Ruggiero, Fleury, and Fuller into the turn. The yellow comes out, and we have one car spinning over in turn 4. That's the 33 of Wade Cole. So after that big build-up, we're going to go right back and start all over again. As Wade Cole, who has had a good reputation of running a 340 over the years on some of the short tracks, lost that motor early this year, struggling this season with a larger motor, believe it or not, here to try his luck in Modified Madness. He will rejoin the field in his starting position. At the event, the rear of the pack getting up to speed, joining the front, John Anderson, Mark Fleury, Reggie Ruggiero. Here they come. Fleury holds back. A tough start, but they get the green anyway, and it's going to be Anderson, Ruggiero, Fuller, Fleury, Rosati, Stefanik, and we've got trouble! A car on his roof. Brad Hietala has flipped his car and is sliding down to the front here under a hail of sparks. He is moving. One leg is down. The net comes out of the way, and Hietala squeezes out. He's okay. Brad Hietala is getting some help from the crew. Help him gently as Wade Cole eases his way around there. What an experience. He caught that wall, it appeared, or got over a wheel, and put that beautiful number 90 on its roof. A big head. There he is, Brad Hietala. What a shower for him. Whoa, baby. Not the way you want to finish off any Friday night.
He's got tickets. He'll sell them to you at face value.
Here they come now. John Anderson, Mike Stefanik, and Mark Fleury bring him out again. Fleury comes wide. Anderson goes to the front. Ruggiero will take the second spot. Everybody clears the start-finish line this time into turn 1. Down the backstretch, Anderson and Ruggiero stretch it out. Here comes Fuller. Moving up the inside, there's Rick Fuller. The Fuller brothers are pushing Fleury to the outside. Fleury's in trouble, into the wall. A tire goes down on the right rear of Mark Fleury's 52. Boy, that was scary. Fleury got out there wide, and he's been running wide. It looked like another 52.
Some real heads-up driving by the rest of the field as well in order to be able to get by that spinning car. Fortunately, when he tagged the wall, he did not come back down right in the thick of things. He came down off the wall, but was able to keep the car at least high enough on the track. So again, the pace car heads for the infield. Here we go. Anderson on the inside. Ruggiero on the outside. John Anderson has the advantage at the line. It is Anderson, Ruggiero, Miller, and Fuller. Into turn number 1, John Anderson begins to stretch it out just a bit as Ruggiero has his hands full. Ray Miller slides in underneath and picks up that second spot. Ruggiero is back to the 3rd position. Fuller currently holds down the 4th spot. 5th is the U2 of Rick Fuller. 6th is John Rosati as they cross the line.
Rosati will lead out of that 6th spot. He's going to have to move up the line, but he's caught on the outside trying to work around Rick Fuller. Your leader is still John Anderson. Ray Miller holds on to 2nd, but Ruggiero is working the outside now. Jeff Fuller goes 2nd behind him, brother Rick, and on the outside it is Rosati picking up another spot into 6th. No qualifiers here. It's get your best finish possible so you can get the most money out of the 2 races tonight. And they are beginning to string out, but the battles continue through the pack. Here they come to the line again. John Anderson leads, Ray Miller 2nd, Reggie Ruggiero 3rd, Jeff Fuller, John Rosati, and Rick Fuller to the line.
We told you earlier that Anderson and Mario Fiore would be a potent team, and it looks like that is about to happen a little sooner than we had anticipated. The 44 running up front all by himself in this, the Axelrod Tire Modified Madness program, turning times of 19:07, 19.07, 1/100th of a second off of the track record for John Anderson.
Anderson still trying to pull away from Ray Miller. Reggie Ruggiero, the battle for 4th is Rick Fuller, or rather Jeff Fuller and John Rosati. Moving up to the 6th spot now is Mike Stefanik, Rick Fuller, then Jamie Tomeno, Charlie J boxed in. He's going to have to fight his way out of that box behind Fuller with Tomeno on the outside and Kenny Bouchard there. Behind them, Georgie Brunholzl and Wayne Dion. Into the turn, Miller continues to hold 2nd. To the line, it's Anderson, then Miller and Ruggiero.
Absolutely incredible drive for John Anderson in his rookie season as a NASCAR modified pilot. He has about a half a straightaway length lead on the rest of all of these veterans. Ray Miller, a heads-up performance in second. Reggie Ruggiero trying to move on up from his third spot. Fourth is Rosati.
Rosati managed to work his way out of a lower starting position, is looking good right here. He's going to start working Reggie Ruggiero on the outside, then looks back to the inside, goes outside again, gets up there, tries to switch to the inside. Ruggiero covers it, but there's Rosati inside anyway. Moving up behind Miller. I thought I saw a little smoke coming out of the Miller machine that time off the turn. That could be disastrous if they get caught behind that. Coming to the line. He is showing a lot of smoke in the Ray Miller number 9. I wouldn't want to be behind there. Here they come to the line. Anderson is your leader. Miller is letting something go, and Ruggiero and Rosati are right behind him. Miller is out of it. Ruggiero goes around, Rosati goes with him, and Ray Miller has more bad luck this week.
A tough break for Ray, who was really getting around the half mile. A lot of smoke off the right rear. He is out of the race. Meanwhile, Anderson continues to open up an incredible lead in the Mario Fiore Teddy Bear Pool car number 44. Reggie Ruggiero, the former chauffeur of that very same automobile, has now moved into second. He drives car number 11 this year. Rosati is in third spot, but Anderson is the story of the night here at the Stafford Speedway.
Anderson crosses the stripe to complete a lap 11. Ruggiero goes second. Third is Rosati, and it looks like Rosati might be a little quicker if he can get around Ruggiero and get some running room. Here's Fuller fighting with Stefanik for the fourth spot. Running back in sixth is Tomeno. The battle for seventh is Jerzambak and Bouchard. Eighth right now, as they come off the line, is Ross. Ninth is Brunholzl. Then Rick Fuller has faded. Bob Polvereri, Bugsy Stevens, and Mike McLaughlin way back there in the pack. We're coming up to the halfway mark this time by.
12 laps down on the scoreboard. Here we go. 13th lap is marked off, and the halfway marker is out. Problem is developing as Bob Polvereri heads for the infield. He gets back out on the racetrack. We remain under green. David, a point of interest. John Anderson has backed off nearly 1/2 second per lap and still maintains about a 12 or 14 car length advantage.
Super battle for second now off turn 4. Ruggiero and Rosati. Rosati's finally found a way to around the outside of Ruggiero, and they are working on it. Off turn number 2, Rosati gets a good bite, pushes the pedal down. He's got second. Rosati goes to second. Ruggiero is third. Fourth right now is Mike Stefanik. Fifth is Jeff Fuller. Sixth, three-way tie for sixth. Look out. Tomeno showing tire smoke. That is not from the headers, that is from the tire. His body is shifting on the car, and around him goes Brian Ross, and Ross is turning up the wick and starting to run to the front now.
A lot of smoke showing out from under the oval speed car of Jamie Tomeno. He will head for the infield very soon, as Chris Hopkins indicates the black flag is for the 99. Jamie Tomeno out of the event. Charlie Jerzambak slides on by. Kenny Bouchard also waits in the wings, as does George Brunholzl. But unless we have a major shuffle in the deck, John Anderson tonight is the man to beat in this, the first round of the Axelrod Tire Modified Masters.
Ross finds the hole. He's always good at the inside shot. He takes it away. Not yet. Almost had it. He had it in the turn. Ruggiero fights it back on the straightaway. They go into turn 2, and Ross is into the fourth spot on the field and going after Stefanik. Look at him. Brian Ross goes in the hole. Can't find the rope. Stefanik holds him off, and Ross is right back in there again, Russ.
Down on the inside, Brian Ross, who is turning record time here tonight, unofficially, even quicker than the official time set earlier this year, has now managed to move himself into that third spot. It's a long way to go to try to run down the rear bumper of John Anderson, but anything can happen. 5 laps remain in this, the first 25 lap. Feature Dave Resendiz has retired car number 79, the 44 of Mario Fiore. The Teddy Bear Pools, car number 44 with John Anderson at the controls. His first night, less than spectacular, as he parked this car right into the first turn wall. Then he came back, and look at what he's doing with it tonight.
He's looking super strong, nearly a half lap ahead of the rest of the field. He exits turn 2 as second place Rosati goes into it. He is a straightaway ahead of Rosati. Third right now is Brian Ross in closing.
Off the second turn and headed down the back straightaway, it is the 44. John Anderson in command, off the turn and headed for the stripe. The 2-lap marker is out. 2 to go for Anderson. It's a long ways back to Rosati and Ross. Stefanik, Ruggiero, Brunhosel, Fuller, McLaughlin, and Jerzombek. Last week's feature winner, Charlie J, not able to get it together in this 25-lapper. He'll be back for the next 25 a little bit later on. White flag is out. John Anderson, a rookie driver in the NASCAR modified circuit, is less than a quarter mile away from claiming his very first ever Winston Racing Series modified win off the fourth turn and headed for the stripe. Win number 1 in the modified. And Stafford goes to John Anderson. Here's the battle for second. Down on the inside is Ross. And at the line, it is going to be anybody's guess on that one. We'll wait for scoring to give it to you. 25 laps, the distance. As young John Anderson, we said a little bit earlier that the Anderson-Fiore team would be a team that would become a potent team to deal with. Little did we know that they would show that potency only about an hour later as they dominated this first segment of the Axelrod Tire Modified Madness program here at the Stafford Motor Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, he's here after a great run. John Anderson picks up the win in the first of our twin 25s in the Axelrod Tire Modified Madness. The word from upstairs is a dead heat for second. Ryan Ross and John Rosati. What a way to finish it up. That'll complicate the figures even more. And here's Bibb, the Axelrod Tire representative, here with us. John Anderson and Mario Fiore make a nice combination as they pull off the first of the two 25-lap victories here tonight. As soon as he put on a parking brake, he'll be set to get in here. Here he is, John Anderson. What a finish. My golly, John, you had such terrible luck. The first time you got in this car, you parked it in the second turn wall. Heads up, guys. And now look what happens. You get a victory. You must feel real good.
Yeah, we feel real good. Mario Fiore, he's brilliant. The guys that work in this car, they're great. They put this car right on the numbers. It's unbelievable. It makes the driver's job twice as easy. I'd like to thank Teddy Bear Pools for putting some money into this race car, and we hope to have a solid future with Teddy Bear Pools.
Okay, now, second one, you got to start in 15th position. Top 15 are inverted. You go to 15th. Can you do it?
I'm pumped. I'm ready.
You were turning some record times. With us in victory lane, of course, we've got Jack Axelrod, we've got Pibb, we've got everybody from Tom and Jane Francis as well. And they don't need me, so we'll step out of here as the rest of our Axelrod Tire representatives climb in there. Here come the SKs. Gadaskas brings them to turn 4 with Pilla on the outside. There's the green flag. We've got them scattered. Heading to the inside, Gadaskas suddenly falls off the pole, and the lead will fall to Bernie Singer. And we've got trouble. 3 cars in the wall. The caution comes out. One more getting around it is Tomeno. It looks like we have Wayne Dion. Can't tell the other 2 cars that are over there, but one took an awful hard lick in that wall. I think it was Kerry Malone is pulling away. He's under power. And one more driver is out of his car over there in the turn, and we'll have to catch the driver of that. I think it may be, but let's check the cars on the field. I think it very well may be Ted Christopher. Up in the Winston booth and having a great time at 95.7 on your FM dial. Tune it in on the way home tonight. Right now, tune it in at 590 on your AM radio. It's race time again as they get the green flag, and Pilla will take them to the start-finish line. Singer on the outside. Then it's Georgitis right behind them as they go into turn 1 to 2. It's Pilla. Singer going high to the outside. Can't find any running room. Georgitis is 3rd. Jerry Pearl looks to be 4th on the inside, moving up the outside. However, there is a little competition as they come off turn 4. Pilla trying to lead it to the line. He'll do it barely over Singer. Georgitis and Latois.
Into turn number 1, it is now Bernie Singer taking command by using that bottom groove. Here comes Georgitis down to the inside as well, sliding Doug Pilla back into that 3rd position. Deep into turn number 3, your brand new leader is the 81, the Excel Ignition car for Bernie Singer. Georgitis runs in that second spot. Then it is Marcel Latour, Jerry Pearl, Doug Pilla in that order into turn number 1.
Off the first turn and into 2. Singer hangs on to his lead. Georgitis is second, Latour third, Pearl fourth. Chawanski has moved up to fifth. In sixth, it looks to be Jeff Fuller. Behind him, John Jensen. Pilla caught on the outside is going to start drifting backwards as soon as people get underneath him. The battle is for Pilla, Jensen, Richie Gallup as they all fight for position back about 8th place. Coming off the turn, Jensen will take that one away. Your leader is Singer going into 3.
Some of the heavy hitters now trying to work their way up into the pack. The 89 of Bo Gunning, the 98 of John Anderson. Anderson doing double duty tonight. They come off the turn sideways as Anderson gets hooked up just in front of Bob Potter. Ed Flemke Jr. also trying to work his way through the pack. Mike Christopher and Jamie Tomeno. First time behind the wheel of car number 76. He heads down the back straightaway.
Tomato's got a lot of traffic to get through to get up near the front, but he can do it. Meanwhile, Bernie Singer looks super strong out there. He's got Georgitis, Latour, and Pearl behind him, and a number of the hard chargers coming up. And it looks like Pilla's got some problems. He finally pulls to the inside, and that number 9 car is out of action. Up front, Bernie Singer looks back and sees Marcel Latour closing in quickly. Jerry Pearl fighting for third right now off the fourth turn. He'll take it away from Georgitis, and Pearl is third.
Into turn number 1, here's how things shape up with 6 laps posted up on the scoreboard. It is the 81 of Bernie Singer in the CarQuest Perfect Circle SK Modified feature event. Running second, Marcel Latour, who took down a feature event just a couple of weeks ago. Off of the fourth turn, the third position is being held by Jerry Pearl, followed by Georgitis. That's the top 5 as they head back for turn number 1.
Now the gap between Bernie Singer and Marcel Latour is barely very much. Latour got a little bit low off the second turn and lost some RPMs and slowed up. He'll regroup into turns 3 and 4, and with Jerry Pearl at his heels, they are ready to run down Bernie Singer. Running fourth right now, Chawanski. Fifth is Georgitis. Gallup is 6th. Fuller is 7th. Anderson is up to 8th right now. John Anderson making a charge, hoping for his second win of the evening if he can do it. This time as an SK. Into turn 3, it's Singer just ahead of Marcel Latour and Jerry Pearl as they come down to complete lap 9.
9 laps are in the record books in this feature event, and it is still Bernie Singer setting the pace. Singer, a former modified chauffeur, now up front in command of this SK modified feature. Into turn number 3, Singer continues to set the pace. Marcel Latour, who had a tough beginning of this season, has come on like gangbusters in the last couple of weeks. He is in second.
Marcel Latour looking for his first Stafford win of the year as he closes in on Bernie Singer. Singer doing a fine job of keeping him at bay. Trouble, it looks like Bo Gunning has lost about 4 positions near the back of the pack. He went into turn 2 and got loose. He may have a tire going down. A car goes around in turn 4. An engine or tire down, and the car comes around. Let's see if he's fired up and left again. He has, so there's no blown engine there. Could be some overheating. And let's see who it is. It is, in fact, Kerry Malone. And he says there's something wrong back there, and I'm going to take it in. And he does.
Pace car is in. We could get a restart. Chris Hopkins stares them down, winds them up, and lets them go. Off the turn. Here they come, side by side. Singer and Latour make contact just momentarily. Everybody's able to gather it back nicely, and Bernie Singer continues to hold the lead. Jerry Pearl and Latour have sparks between them, but Latour pulls right up on the rear bumper of Bernie Singer. Jerry Pearl, the defending champ in this division, currently sits in the 3rd position. Joe Chawanski now holds in that 4th position, and Jeff Fuller has moved into 5th.
John Anderson, who was up to 8th, has faded slightly on the restart. He's going to have to get around John Georgitis and John Jensen if he wants to get up in the hunt. Up front, it's Bernie Singer. We're coming up on the halfway mark now. Here's Bernie Singer, Marcel Latour, Jerry Pearl, Joe Chawanski, and Jeff Fuller with Bob Potter as they go in to completing lap 13, start the 14th circuit of the field. And on the outside, there's Singer getting caught high. Latour goes to the inside. He'll take Pearl with him, and they may be able to snake that position away. Singer fighting hard on the outside, going for the lead. Here they come to the line. It'll be Marcel Latour taking the lead on lap 14.
He certainly does. Lap 14 proves to be the lucky one for car number 18. However, Singer tries to battle back coming off the second turn up on the outside. No room at the end. That time he has to back off, and it costs him that second spot as Jerry Pearl slides down to the inside. Marcel Latour. Singer battles back. It is Singer and Pearl in a battle for second.
Singer and Pearl, and Singer's caught in the outside groove. You don't want to be there this point of the race evening. And Jerry Pearl may be able to drive underneath him coming off turn 2. They run side by side. Pearl inches ahead, going into 3. It is Pearl down low. He's got it. Singer puts the gas to it to the outside. Maybe he's got a shot. Pearl tries to go underneath Latour, and Singer comes right back up on the outside into turn 1. It is still Marcel Latour leading. Jerry Pearl second, tapping on the bumper. Trouble over in the turn. Anderson is one of the cars. Georgitis is another that come around. Everybody else gets through turn 2 except John Anderson, who is just now turning it around and getting back onto the racetrack.
Anderson and Jensen involved in that. Jensen was able to refire the 7th and pull away.
Latour, Pearl, Chawanski, Singer getting off to a slow start. Not able to hold on to that third spot. He's getting a challenge from Chawanski on the outside as they head down the backstretch. Pearl closing in on Latour. Into turn 3. It's Marcel Latour. Pearl way up the banking. Here comes Chawanski right inside him now. Joe Chawanski battles for second. It's a dead heat to the line.
Into turn
Trouble
number
in
1.
the front straightaway. Everybody piles. Wayne Dion got clipped. Up over him goes one other car way off into the infield. That's John Jensen. Broderick and the cars at the back of the pack get around, I think, except for Bob Peckham, or is that Eddie Flemke? That's Eddie Flemke who's heading to the pit gate. And Wayne Dion takes down the window screen and just sits there in disgust. The front end of that car all twisted up.
It is going to be a long week. In fact, these fellows will want to run on Sunday. So it is going to be a lot of midnight oil burning between now and race time Sunday at Thompson, as 4 divisions of race cars take the green there Sunday.
The Tally gang has done their work, and the pace car is about to head onto pit road. Pace car dives onto pit road. Here comes Marcel Latour, Jerry Pearl, and Joe Chawanski. Chawanski and Pearl already start to battle for second as the green waves. Here's Marcel Latour, Chawanski, and Jerry Pearl into the turn. Pearl takes a low road underneath Chawanski this time, and they run door handle to door handle down the back straightaway. It looks like Jerry Pearl will get into second. If he can slide up in front of Chawanski and shut the door on it, Bob Potter has some room to come underneath now as he brings the 52 up to channels for third. To the line and completing 18 circuits, your leader is Marcel Latour, followed by Jerry Pearl, Joe Chawanski, and Bob Potter.
Off the second turn, that's the way things pretty much shape up with 18 laps posted up on the scoreboard. Marcel Latour, car number 18, setting the pace in the closing stages of this event, but it's not over yet as Jerry Pearl takes a look to the inside. Joe Chawanski looks to the outside. They work the high groove, the low groove, any which way they can, trying to get by Marcel Latour. Bernie Singer, car number 81, begins to go around, and sparks now show from underneath the Jamie Tomato number 76. It appears as though the right rear has gone flat on car number 76. Mike Christopher also took a ride through the infield. A lot happening on that lap, Dave.
Boy, a busy lap, and a tough luck for Jamie Tomato as he pulls into a stop and heads to the infield. Up front, look at the battle. You've got Latour, Pearl, Chawanski working the outside of Pearl now as they come off the turn. Marcel's going to have a bumper full, almost took it into the wall as they got so close down in there. Into turn 2, it is still Latour. Chawanski on the outside of Jerry Pearl, and running in fourth, Bob Potter with a great seat, watching a super contest right now. Here they come, the battle for second off turn 4. The Pearl, that is Pearl and Chawanski.
Headed for the stripe, 22 laps up on the scoreboard now. Marcel Latour holding on to the lead. Running down on the bottom of the racetrack in that second spot now is Jerry Pearl. He has managed to drop kick Joe Chawanski back into third, and sitting right there on the rear bumper is the 52 of Bob Potter. Those 4 cars work their way off of turn number 4, single file, and at the stripe, the 2-lap marker is out. Final 2 circuits for Marcel Latour, for Jerry Pearl, for Joe Chawanski, for Bob Potter. In that order, down the back straightaway they go. Pearl lays a bumper tap right on the rear of the 18 for Latour. Chawanski is going to try one more time up on the outside. This is his last chance as the white flag is out. Into turn number 1. Marcel holds the inside groove. Jerry Pearl right on his rear bumper, and right there on Pearl's is the 99 of Shawanski. Into turn number 3. They are only a matter of feet from the start-finish line. Off the turn they come, headed for the stripe. It will be the 18 of Marcel taking down the win. Car number 18, Marcel Latois, grabs the win, finishing in the second spot is the 33 of Jerry Pearl, followed by the 99 of Joe Shawanski and the 52 of Bobby Potter.
I tell you, it's well worth it. Marcel Latois, our winner, and of course with us also are Paul and Lori Lemieux, who are here representing the folks at Axelrod. Here's Marcel Latois. My gosh, Marcel, you've had good luck and lousy luck, and mostly lousy this season until tonight. You really, the car looked super.
Well, I'll tell you, I got to give Jerry Pearl a lot of credit because the car was real loose coming off the corners, and he let me know a few times, but he was really a gentleman. I can't say enough about him.
Well, you guys have had, let me ask you, did the number change from 16 to 18 make any difference tonight?
No, I think just myself having a little talk with myself. I kind of let the other team down. I didn't do very well for them, and I wasn't about to let somebody else down.
Well, you did a super job, and our congratulations for your first victory of the season here. Of course, you've got a couple of nice trophies for you and your owners, and the folks from Axelrod Tire and the guys here from KISS FM are going to join you in victory lane.
The pace car is in.
We're ready to go. Here they come. Second round, Axelrod Tire Modified Madness looking for the green. Here they are. The green is out, and it's going to be Avanchin and Pastriak heading to turn 1. The rest of the hard hitters are going to have to charge in the back of the pack to try to get the second $1,000. The deck gets shuffled off turn number 2. It will be S.J. Avanchin on top. Carl Pastriak goes second. Bart Fleury is third. The fight for fourth will be Rick Fuller in the U2 and Wayne Dion, the 21, Bugsy, and Kenny Bouchard with Mike McLaughlin. All of them cannot move up. They are running so close off the turn. Bugsy gets a bite inside Dion to move into 5th place. Leader, S.J. Avanchin. Pastriak is second. Fleury third. Fuller fourth. Stevens fifth. The battle behind them is not settled yet.
2 laps up on the scoreboard already, and it is short track ace S.J. Avanchin off the second turn with Carl Pastriak, who won a push-pull award at the Waterford Steamboat earlier this season, running in that second spot. Off the turn, headed for the line. It is still car number 35 for Steve Avanchin.
Avanchin into turn 1, taking Pastriak, who is closing quickly. Fleury goes high. He loses a spot. Rick Fuller goes underneath. Bugsy goes underneath. McLaughlin, Bouchard, and Ruggiero all go flying underneath. And poor Wayne Dion got caught on the high side and couldn't go anywhere. He lost a lot of ground as everybody else moved up the ladder.
4 laps up on the scoreboard now as the laps begin to tick away. S.J. Avanchin looking stronger and stronger as the field rumbles down the back straightaway. Running in that second spot, it is still the 75, followed by the U2 of Fuller. Carl Bug Stevens hooked up on the outside, looks to make a move around Fuller into turn number 1.
Can't do it. Fuller holds the groove, and Stevens takes it. We've got one car out. Up front, the change for the lead is Pastriak gets by Avanchin. And Carl Pastriak has taken over the top spot in the field. Avanchin drops to second as they come to the line. Third is Fuller, fourth Stevens, and fifth McLaughlin.
6 laps now posted on the scoreboard as 25 is the distance. Carl Pastriak out of Lisbon, Connecticut in the Coors Silver Bullet. Into turn number 3, pretty much by himself as he begins to stretch it out just a little bit over S.J. Avanchin. Avanchin gets high, and all of a sudden underneath is Fuller and Stevens.
Boy, the brakes are on the inside as Fuller and Stevens move up. McLaughlin gets a piece of S.J. Kenny Bouchard will slide underneath coming off the second turn if he can do it. S.J. trying to hold on tight. Pastriak looks back, sees Fuller, Stevens, and McLaughlin charging down. Kenny Bouchard has passed S.J. Avanchin, and one more will try to do it. That's Ruggiero at the wire.
A couple of cars now really working up through the pack is Charlie Jerzopek, who was less than spectacular in the first race. Bid for second now is being put up by Stevens. Stevens underneath Fuller. Bug Stevens, car number 4. has worked his way into the second spot. He now sets his sights on Pasteryak.
He'll charge down the straightaway and head into turn one. Carl Pasteryak, silver bullet, sees the Mystic Missile right behind him, and the battle is still being waged. McLaughlin gets a piece of Fuller. Fuller holds on, no, into the wall. 2 cars are taken out. One is Rick Fuller, who lost it. The other one caught is Kenny Bouchard. Tough break as they came out of there. The contact was made involving Fuller. Fuller got it, thought he had it. The car darted to the inside of the racetrack, collected Kenny Bouchard. Both of them collect that Stafford barrier right at the back gate and slide down the wall. Tough break for those 2 cars. They were.
He wants to become a race broadcaster.
Another jock in the box, huh?
We would welcome him with open arms, I think. Have him come right up and...
No question about it. With his knowledge, we could learn more about racing in one night than we'd probably learned a whole career. All right, field is ready to go. The pace car is on pit road. We're about to restart lap number 10 of 25 in part 2 of the Axelrod Tire Modified. Man's bumper tag as they get started. Here's the green. And Pasteryak shuts the door. Look out. McLaughlin is in trouble. Stevens is in trouble. So is Ruggiero. And they're not done yet as they pile up in turn 2.
Lots and lots and lots of problems develop as Carl Pasteryak appeared to be closing the doors on Bug Stevens, and that's how it all got started.
I'll see how many get away from the pileup that occurred afterward. The 3 cars involved, which were Pasteryak, Stevens, and Ruggiero. Stevens is heading right for the paddock area. McLaughlin, that's McLaughlin that's going down pit road. And let's see who else is going in. We've got Jeff Fuller, who is in problem in the 2X. He is pulling away dollars. It'll be split up between first, second, and third. So a lot of money on the line. That's why they're driving away. They are. Here they come again, looking for the green. Pasteryak and Stefanik off the turn. It's Stefanik down the line with Rosati right behind him, and Pasteryak's caught on the inside groove. There's 3 cars fighting for the lead, and Mike Stefanik has taken it away. It's Stefanik, Rosati, Pasteryak, Dion, and Jamie Tomeno. They're the ones that are running up front, the top 5. Then it's the 16, followed by Flurry, Ivanyan, and Ruggiero. So a lot of the heavy hitters are going to hammer their way up out of the back of the pack. Challenge for the lead on the backstretch right now. Russ?
Down the back straightaway they go, and just as we say that, John Rosati finds himself up on the outside, Stefanik on the inside at the line. It is Rosati with the advantage. Mike Stefanik holds on for second through turns 1 and 2. John Rosati works his way off the second turn down the back straightaway and now begins to stretch it out just slightly. Stefanik tries to close once again through turns 3 and 4. But off the turn, the Southwick Motor Sales Pontiac winds it up and he leads lap number 12.
Now Jamie Tomeno trying to take Pasteryak going into turn 1. It doesn't work for him, and Pasteryak holds on to third. Tomeno's fourth. Makes a run at him down the backstretch, and Tomeno will stick it into the 3rd spot down low. We're halfway now. Halfway. Rosati leads. Stefanik is second. Tomeno third. Pasteryak, Dion, Flurry, Rosati, Ross, Jazombak, and Anderson.
Off the turn they come. Once again, John Rosati is managing to hold on to that lead very, very nicely with Mike Stefanik running in the 2nd spot. Then, right on his rear bumper, the 99 of Jamie Tomeno, who has already claimed a feature event here. Carl Pasteryak back up to speed in the 75. Wayne Dion, a good performance for the Art Barry car tonight with Wayne behind the wheel of that automobile. They head down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3 this time around. Dave, 15 laps will be up on the scoreboard, only 10 laps to run.
It's getting down there fast, and Rosati's looking strong. So is Stefanik and Tomeno. They're pulling away from the rest of the field. Behind them, there's still plenty of battling going on. Mark Flurry and Brian Ross are fighting it out for 6th and 7th. 8th now is Jazombak. 9th is Anderson. 10th is Ruggiero. Stevens is up to 11th at this point. Rosati's your leader. The battle will be for second between Tomeno and Stefanik as they head into turn 1. And now Stefanik trying to put a move on Rosati to the inside. Down the backstretch, it is Tomeno trying to hold on to third. And Stefanik is coming right back at Rosati here off turn number 4, and he may have a shot at it.
Boy, that shot suddenly disappeared as he got hooked up very, very nicely, and John Rosati continues to lead. Charlie Jarzopek is on a real roll from deep in the pack as is Anderson in the 44 with Mark Fleury taking a ride down into the infield. He slides around, comes up onto the racetrack. He's still running. We remain under green. 18 laps on the scoreboard. Rosati still holds the lead.
Rosati's trying to hold on. Stefanik keeps trying to close in on him in turn 1, but he can't do it in turn 2. Tomeno's faded to about a 3-car length deficit, way back to Pasteryak in 4th. In 5th now is Brian Ross, and coming on strong. Jazombek is 6th. Dion is faded to 7th. Anderson's working the outside in 8th. 9th is Rosati, or rather Ruggiero, and 10th now is Bug Stevens. Off the turn, it's still Rosati, Stefanik, Tomeno, and here's the battle for 4th. It's taken over quickly by Brian Ross. He is up to 4th and closing fast.
5th is Pasteryak, and right behind him now is the 5 of Charlie Jazombek. Charlie never really got hooked up in that first round, but I'll tell you, he has been on a roll this one so far. He has moved into striking position for that 6th spot, and he tries to make a move. Meanwhile, up front, John Rosati continues to lead. Mike Stefanik runs in second.
Stefanik's looking good. He's inside Rosati now. Stefanik going for the lead off turn number 2. Rosati pulls ahead by a half a car length. And we've got a blown engine in the first turn. Will everybody get through it okay? Yes, they do. Up and not the first turn. Let's check that the 3rd turn. And if somebody had gotten into that spilled fluid, if in fact there was some, it could have been a tough break for everybody. Who is that up there? Looks like it might be Mark Fleury's 52, and he just came to a smoking, screeching halt at the entrance to pit road. His finish. Rosati, Stefanik, Tomeno, Ross, here they come. Look to the line, the green is out. Everybody getting set up off turn number 4. Rosati holds on to it, and he'll lead him into turn 1.
Into turn number 1, it will continue to be the Southwick Motor Sales machine for John Rosati. Stefanik makes a move to the inside. Can't make it do that time around, but look what's happening up on the outside. Brian Ross, car number 69, is hooked up on that outside groove. He moves in and takes over 3rd spot. 22 laps, 3 laps left to run, and Brian Ross is on a roll. He now sets his sights on Stefanik. Ross looks to the inside, moves down inside Stefanik. Into turn number 3. Ross gets crosswise. He is way out of shape, drops back about 4 spots, and it costs him dearly. Meanwhile, the 44 of Anderson has gone around. He refires the car, but we are under caution. We'll have to do it all over again. Reggie Ruggiero will rejoin the field. Now remember, we go back to the last completed lap. It will be Jamie Tomeno and Charlie Jazombek. That is the way the restart will work. Brian Ross discussing this with Frank Scampato Jr. Carl Pasteryak, Bug Stevens. 23 laps. How will it all end? The Axelrod Tire Modified Madness program about to find the curtain brought up and brought right back down. Green flag is out. This could be the final opportunity for these drivers, as it is Rosati in the line. Stefanik and Jazombek, the first 3 cars into turn number 1, followed by Tomeno and Brian Ross. Down the back straightaway, car number 71. John Rosati leads them off the 4th turn. The white flag is out. One more time around as John Rosati looks to Winston Victory Lane here at the Stafford Motor Speedway. It has been a long time for John and a well-deserved ride home for this young man, the Agawam ace. John Rosati off the turn and at the line has won round number 2 of the Modified Madness. Finishing in the 2nd spot, the 15 of Mike Stefanik, followed by Jazombek.
Here he is, John Rosati, with a fine run. Boy, I'll tell you, John, if you needed a win, tonight was it.
Oh, it's been a long time here. We've been just having so much trouble. I got to thank the crew. They did a super job for me.
What kind of problems have you been having? You've been running up front and then the car just disappears.
We've just been burning the tires up every week. It's just, I don't know, we just couldn't get it dialed in.
Well, tonight you burned the track up. You had a super finish with Brian Ross in the first one, right side by side, and you got the break tonight on this one.
Thank you. I just got to thank the crew. They do a super job for me.
Well, they certainly did. Of course, we don't know who's going to be the overall winner yet. We're waiting for that information. And meanwhile, of course, Tom and Jane Francis are with us for Victory Lane for this particular event, and I'm sure the crew would like to come up.
4. It is Chris Kopech out of Ware, Massachusetts, and alongside Chris will be Gary Konopka and Herb Bennett, John O'Neill, and John Fiegel. Green flag is out, and we're racing at Stafford. Into turn number 1, car number 73. It is Pete Cassidy.
Cassidy takes him into 1, but he's got competition down to the inside. Contact. Cassidy gets banged around, and going by is the half the field as Cassidy slows up. Plantier through the infield. So is Art Caruso. And up front, it is Kevin Allen coming out of it in the 13, looking pretty sharp. And they've got a pile up. There's a tire down on the 5 of Hill. Nobody gets into the front of them, but that'll back up the field just a little bit there as everybody else gets by. Cassidy went from front to rear in about a half a lap. Hill is able to get it fired up. Can he get it turned around in time? Here comes the field off turn 2. They're stacked up 3 deep, and Hill's on the outside. They're looking okay. Can he get out of the way? He does, and look at them come by there. My gosh, and Wood comes out with the lead. Gagner goes second. My Lord.
Incredible racing. Look at that. 3 wide off the second turn. Down the back straightaway they go. It is Rich Wood, car number 6. Out front, Wade Gagner right on his rear bumper. Then it is Herb Bennett Jr., Phil Rondo trying to work his way through as cars begin to spin once again. Off of turn number 4, one of the cars down into the infield was the 38 of Sylvester. And it almost appears to be the team car sitting over there in turn number 3, right at the very edge of the racetrack.
Looks like the Gary Hartson car, actually, the 12X.
Could very well
down
be.
there since the team car's in the infield.
That's
but
where it is.
Bill Hill is heading down to the paddocks and take home their glory. A lot of non-winners who would like to be there. Rich Wood and Wade Gagner are 2, and they're going at it for the lead right now. Here's the green flag. They come off turn 4. Gagner gets a jump on the outside. Wood gets it sideways. He still got it sideways, and Gagner grabs the lead. Herb Bennett Jr. tries the inside of Wood, can't do it. Bumper tag through the turns. 3 wide, they go again off turn number 2, and Wade Gagner leads. Rich Wood fights with Phil Rondo for second. Third, and now going from 4th to 3rd is Herb Bennett. Chuck Doherty on the outside looking strong. And up high on the outside is the 83 off the wall.
Off the wall. Rich Wood spins in front of the entire cast. And just about everybody except for Jimmy Ward makes it by. Unbelievable. Bennett hit the wall. He slammed that baby. And bounced back out, got Rich Wood spinning, and everyone just darted for positions. And the only one that really ran into problems seemed to be Jimmy Ward in getting by, but he was able to do that.
Well, Herb Bennett is sitting down by the pit gate and is not able to go much further by the looks here. So he is getting some assistance from some safety folks down there. Meanwhile, Rich Wood is out of his car and okay. That's good to know. He's got a flat tire in the left front, banged up sheet metal, a ripped up rear bumper.
Wade Gagner quickens the pace. Green flag is out and off the turn. Here they come. Gagner with the advantage, but here comes Phil Rondo down on the inside. Scott Poirier runs 3rd. Chuck Doherty and Norm Plantier into turn number 1. It is Gagner out front, followed by the 41 of Rondo. They have managed to open things up just a bit. Poirier is about 5 car lengths back in the 3rd spot. Then it's side by side with Doherty on the inside. Plantier up on the outside. Last week's winner, Chris Kopech, finds himself running 6th on the field right now, followed by Cliff Stakey.
Into turn 1, Gagner would like to hold on. He has not won yet this year. And the man right there beside him and almost into the side of him is Phil Rondo. Rondo's already had a victory this season. Gagner hasn't. Scott Poirier, although leading the points, does not have a win. Chuck Doherty looking strong, comes out in 4th place. Chris Kopech leans his way through the turn as he fights with Norm Plantier for position, and Stakey sits right behind him. Here's the battle for the lead again in turn 2, and it's Rondo and Gagner.
Rondo makes the move down on the inside, and he picks up the lead. Wade Gagner right on his rear bumper going into turn number 3, and Scott Poirier has managed to pull right in on the rear bumper of the lead trio. They run 2 wide with Gagner on the inside now, and Rondo up on the outside into turn number 1. We change leaders once again.
They trade paint to turn 1 and 2, and Gagner goes back on top, and this time Poirier follows him through the hole made in the inside of Phil Rondo. Poirier trying to take over second and secure that point lead. They make a little contact, it looks like, in the turns. Kopech has come out of things now in 4th place, and Rondo comes out wide. Poirier goes to second, Rondo to 3rd, Kopech is 4th. The battle is for 5th.
Cliff Stakey and the 14 of Norm Plantier doing side-by-side battle a little bit deeper in the pack. Chuck Dougherty waiting in the wings. Here comes Jimmy Ward. 8 laps posted up on the scoreboard. It is still Wade Gagner out front.
The combustion control Monte Carlo looking strong as the other cars fight for position behind him. Poirier still has to hold off Rondo, who's got the inside position this time off turn 2. And down the backstretch, it's Poirier by a bumper. Rondo stuffs the nose of the 41 right in there again, and they lean on each other through turn 4. Look at Poirier smoke the tires as he leans back against Rondo. You can see a lot of black paint on the right front of Rondo's car at this point. And here they are. Gagner leads, Rondo fighting for second again, and that battle isn't over yet, Russ.
Well, I'll tell you, they really are leaning right on each other, and they run side by side. The second consecutive lap into turn number 3. Who's going to come out on top this time? It looks like Rondo has the advantage this trip off the turn. Rondo is in second as he is helped down the front straightaway by Poirier. Into turn number 1, it continues to be the 7 of Gagner, the 41 of Rondo, and the 21 of Scott Poirier. Chris Kopech, though, Dave, is moving on in, and you've got to keep your eyes on that young fella.
Whoa!
We've got trouble over in turn number 3. Rondo goes around with the 41. Plantier takes a cruise through the infield. Rondo refires the car, so does Plantier, and Chris Kopech heads to the infield. Meanwhile, while all this is happening, Chris Hopkins has dropped the yellow flag. Well, point, and car number 7, Wade Gagner, will be declared the winner. We will have to wait for the scoring department to give you positions much beyond that. But before you do leave tonight, we would like to suggest a couple of things. Number 1, if you want to avoid the parking lot races, we'll be back with our regular triple-header Friday night show. Our thanks to KISS FM in Hartford and to Axelrod Tire for their involvement in the program here tonight. Let's go trackside. It's a special night for Wade Gagner and crew. David, it's all yours.
Well, Wade's pretty happy, and his crew is even happier, as you can probably hear him hooting and hollering down here. We have to get some pictures first before we move on, and we've also got to return to Victory Lane for the overall finish of the Modified Madness, and those guys will be out here with their cars here very shortly. For the victory in the Superstock main event tonight. Well, first of all, let's bring Wade over here. Turn around so everybody can get a look at you. No one's over there. Wade, first of all, congratulations. You've been running hard, but you never have quite gotten what you needed. You got it tonight.
Oh, about time. Luck finally went our way. That's all I can say.
Well, you had to go away. You've got a hard-working crew, and it looks like a pretty good sponsor to back you up.
Yep, we got my buddy's Business Combustion Control. He's in with us. My father's business, Jack and Harry's Garage in Agawam. And my new sponsor, who's helped me out quite a bit, Ferris Speed Equipment from East Long Meadow.
Well, thanks to them, you got it where you needed it. We'll see you back here in Victory Lane maybe again next week. We've got some pictures to take, and I think Paul and Lori Lemieux are back. They'd like to have their picture taken with you, too. So just stay right here for a moment. We'll take you on that side so you can get better lighting. I guess that's the deal.